is Luciani. I'll be doing a weekly tarot spiritual healing reading for you guys for the week of February 4th to February 10th, 2019. Thank you guys so much for coming to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a safe and healing space. We welcome you with loving open arms. Okay, so let's get right into it. So, spirit guides, what are Leo's messages, spiritual messages for the week of February 4th to February 10th? Spirit guides, what are Leo's messages from February 4th to February 10th, 2019? Messages for Leo's. Messages for Leo's. Messages for Leo's. Message for Leo's. Message for Leo's. Message for Leo's. Message for Leo's. Guys. All right. All right. How about this one? All right. So let's get right into it, guys. We have the Pentacles that popped out. We have the Wheel of Fortune card. We have the Nine of Swords, the Emperor in reverse, the Justice in the reverse, the Fool in the reverse. Wow, a lot of arcanic energy. 8 Cups in reverse, Pentacles. Wow. All right. And then we have the Seven of Cups here in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. Something is being realized. There's some sort of determination and will that's being had in this current cycle in this week, Leo. So let's get right into it, guys. We start off the week with Five of Pentacles energy. There's something financially that could be of a difficult situation that's on the forefront of your mind. This can also mean just the realization of just poverty. I always see this energy as like everything that's been stripped of you financially, what keeps our image and reputation and whatever that is, it's like we're stripped away of that and we're given really the bare necessities of life, the bare necessities. And it's also as a reminder that even though it's going through a very arduous time, a hard time per se, there's you can't lose everything. You always have your children, right? They're never going nowhere, God forbid. Or, the people who just always will love you forever. Or you got that mate that's sticking with you through thick and thin. Say if someone lost their job and your mate or your partner or your significant other is staying right by you. They're walking in the cold weather with you. You know what I mean? So all is never not lost. I mean, all is um, never lost, right? Others of you, this can also be energy where you just want to be out in society or a society. You don't want to be against society rules anymore, or this is some sort of you feel like you're not keeping up with the Joneses because of this type of energy. It could be many things going on there. With the energy that's coming out of the Wheel of Fortune, you are ready for a new beginning because you just been through the ringer, Leo, with this Nine of Swords here in your present environment. There's some sort of a lot of shit that's just been going on in your life. Um, just things that are just very miserable. You know what I'm saying? Nightmares and desperation, remorse, even just something that's keeping you up at night, some sort of nightmare you feel like you're really in. Um, Also with that kind of energy, I feel like, oh man, I feel a couple of things. Let me just sit with this real quick. There's some sort of inability that can make you that okay, so I also see, Leo, this is you really making this inability to make a decision to start a new life. Um, and I don't think you choose the right path in the event that you do take it, because with the Emperor here in reverse, this is um this is like not really utilizing that. How can I say that? Um, it's like someone is very emotionally immature, and it's like they have a lot of biases. They have their own stubbornness. They're very serious, or this is how you're feeling, very serious and biased and stubborn at the time. Because again, there's something miserable here that changes into this. I'm looking for a new direction in life, and a new cycle is needed. Um, this could also be death of a loved one, that you had to go into a new cycle, and maybe, I don't know, um, somebody that you met that is just very domineering, very aggressive, um, very stubborn energy, selfish. I mean, you name it, with the Emperor in the reverse. You can just put anything to that, and it's just, I'm just self-centered, very unbiased. If this is their energy, it's like up here, I just see someone who's very dependent, or don't trust this person, or don't trust you, or oh, Leo, what's going on here? I feel like what you're reflecting was the fact that you're dependent. Could possibly it be a situation where it's codependency to someone who really treats you like shit. Like if this is a boss, it's like you're dependent on his job, but you're like really like, wow, their domination is absolutely absurd and it's ruining my life. Um, and they have their own biases on everything. And I feel like you really feel like you made like a faulty decision with the Fool card here in the reverse. Something doesn't begin again. There's not a new beginning here, even though that there's the opportunity of one. And I really feel like someone, their inability to really create this new in their life keeps you, Leo, in this cycle, right? The cycle of just complete unfairness. Just complete unfairness. I don't think you choose this cycle, or you're going to be forced anyway to change into this new cycle, regardless how your inability to make that decision or not. Um, but again, I just feel like you're feeling. Some of you guys just feel like you're without someone in your life, someone who isn't here, and it just leaves you in this misery state. And this Five of Pentacles, it's just always feeling of lack, of poverty, them not in your life no more, something of that nature. And that energy is so domineering, but nothing new is coming in because I feel like, um, Leo, you could be maybe feeling that there's a lot of injustices that could have happened to you. I feel like you guys are really feeling that this week. Also with the Justice card in the reverse of how you feeling, that could also indicate again some sort of, you want equality, you want something rightness. You want to. I feel like you are feeling equality, or not. I'm sorry, not feeling like there's equality. I'm sorry. Um, I feel like someone is just being very bigotry, just it's like crazy behavior. I feel like you don't, and you're really subconsciously thinking about the distrust of someone that I believe you cared about, or you depended on their type of security, or you're dependent on this energy currently that basically is just a freaking big baby. You know, someone that's just immature. And even though they have a lot of credit to them, right? They can be very compassionate. But this can also be confused to like someone who's very like a rival, an enemy, even obstruction or immaturity. So it's just like being very mindful of this kind of energy, and I feel like you're starting to see that and feel that really heavy, like the injustices that has been bestowed on you, and you could be recalling on dependence or someone that you don't trust and of that nature. But again, with the full card here in the reverse, it just seems like there's um, something just doesn't start up. Something is not subconsciously being recognized um, at the present time at this week. Others of you guys with this full card here in the reverse, this could also mean before you start anything, I feel like you just be mindful that something might be very faulty. Something can be very faulty, okay? Now, as your spirit guides with the Eight of Cups here in the reverse, um, you don't leave. You don't leave for something greater. It seems like spirit guides are saying that you're going to choose material over your spiritual well-being. You leave something spiritually behind to stay in, I guess, a cycle um, of loss. So, spirit guides is saying for this type of energy, really go high. Go really leave things that are not materially. Feel like you need to go higher in life, Leo. Leave some material possessions and things of that nature behind. Really go into this higher sense. Because what can change or what transmute is the Lover's card here. You know, a successful marriage, balance, perfect harmony, um, a right. It's a yin and yang energy, right? It's attraction, it's beauty, it's love. It's being like overcoming trials and tribulations, balance. But again, with the of um, the six of swords here in the reverse, it's just like I feel like you don't think you're never going to get out this kind of situation. If this is, and I'm seeing this in so many different ways. Like I see this energy is like someone confused, right? Someone confused or something that they feel like they're tied to. They can't get out of their own way of the difficult situations. Um, I feel like someone could have either passed on or someone that they're very brokenhearted or confused or feeling very miserable. It might have a lot to do with um, how we feel financially with ourselves after some sort of misery that could have possibly occurred. Um, and because of that, with that Five of Pentacles there, I feel like this could even be I don't know, there's some sort of troubles that are going on that are faulty. And with the Nine of Swords here, it just feels like terrible energies, Leo. And again, there's new beginnings. I see new love here. I see this beautiful harmony. I see I see all of this beautiful energy here. Um, but again, I feel like it could be a struggle between sacred or profane love, something that's physical love or spiritual love. I feel like you have those two. Um, you could be talking to an Aries or an Earth sign. So if you're recalling on this could be somebody from your past that you feel like you could have depended on. But what's this? Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or you're dealing with an Aries who is extremely immature. But for the most part, I feel like you are definitely caught in between this stage of staying or leaving for what type of reasons. Um, is it for publicity, or is it for my spiritual state? Like, is it faulty? But the decision that you make is very faulty. Um, or this could just be your own mind frame where something has happened in your life and it's like you causing a lot of misery in your life, but finding that harmony and balance within ourselves so that we can see that we might be too domineering or too mistrustful or not being very biased in how we're feeling and doing things. Because of these biased feelings, it leaves you in this state of affairs where you might make bad decisions and relationship, um, pick the wrong people because maybe you just want the image, and then you get to know them, and it's just they leave you asked out. Maybe they're not really sympathetic or empathetic to your needs at all. And then what changes? Maybe you go into a new relationship with them or with somebody, or you. Hmm, this is interesting, guys. I feel like you guys lost somebody and you went in a new relationship, and it turns out to be hell on earth, and you realize it was a faulty decision, but you don't leave. You don't leave because it's something material there, and you might even be dependent on them. But again, it changes into something that could be very beautiful and balancing, but then there's a lot of disruptions and disagreements and troubles that you feel like you can't really uh, get out of. So let's pull some activation energy for you guys. Let's see what comes up. All right, so we have Gaia. Ooh, okay. So we have the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are as to our great mother in the universe that birthed us all. Wow. That is beautiful, guys. Because now I'm starting to see maybe you guys are having a hard time because um, it could possibly really need to, something needs to happen, and you need to really introduce Gaia into the world, right? Gaia is that all knowing energy, knowing that, like, what I am is because of who you are. It's that sharing of energy, knowing that I don't think I'm better than someone. Even though I think highly of myself, I know I am who I am because I know who you are. It's being very humbling because Gaia is all about the community, right? That's earth energy. That's energy where you want to close your eyes and contemplate how we are all connected to each other, right? To the earth, to the cosmos. Do we have a community that you are a part of? um, how do you support your community, of people that you really feel connected to? And how does it support you? Also, when's the last time you were in a group or experienced the power of joint intentions? So, again, this is energy that we pull ourselves together, knowing that we're all one, we're all connected, we all have our problems, we all have our issues. We all have our past. We all have our traumas. No one is bigger traumatic situation, or like again, more miserable than this isn't a contest. Who's more miserable to get more sympathy? No, this is Gaia saying, let's connect and build a community. If you guys are suffering, this might even be advisable that you might want to create a group or join a group or a community of people who might feel the same as you, right? So that you can feel that collective healing energy. Because that's very, very, very intentional, and it is very healing. I feel like this feels like a very healing energy, but I don't see it being undergoed. I feel like it can definitely happen, finding this beautiful couples energy, this energy of healing and balancing our lives out. And it can happen, but we don't want to make sure we make faulty decisions in people. We don't want to pick the public size stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's going to kind of leave us in a situation where we're not really connecting to that Gaia energy, okay? And again, look at the colors here, right? We got the blue that represents the throat chakra. That's the truth of the matter. That's how we're able to express ourselves. Very, very key here. I see majority of this being blue, right? And again, water energy in the internal state, you see the green energy, that heart space, that heart, that green energy, that healing energy. Um, again, it's very, very important to kind of tap into that. Um, again, as I was talking about the colors, right? Um, we're talking about the spirit and the body with the water, right, and the earth. That's again, it's flowing of energies, right? That's showing compassion and care and wisdom. She radiates, he radiates, whomever, in the deep sense of nurturing. Okay. So these are our natural resources. Going to some natural resources, Leo, that can really better any kind of feeling or situation that you feel like you're having. Um, so let's pull some oh, love tarot. See what's going on in your love life. And I'm out 3,000. So let's get the first one that jumped out here. We have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay. So you guys might meet somebody or may have already met somebody that's like you really enjoy being around. They make your heart flutter and pound, and it feels good. All right, so let's Pull this one, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay, so I feel like this is somebody from your past where, again, some sort of forgiveness that could be needed um, to like really enjoy each other. Again, I think that you guys could have possibly enjoyed each other, but again, um, maybe maybe getting rid of some outdated things that are really hindering this romantic feelings to really be enforced. Um, Again, you could do this as guidance. This is a guidance card, you know. Your heart can give and receive the bliss of romance by really clearing away the cobwebs of the past, right? We know that something has been hurt before. Whomever was hurt before, the defenses that are creating barriers to allow love in your life is present, right? So when you heal your past, you won't keep recreating this. Okay, you attract into your life the situations and relationships that remind you of what you've already experienced. Okay, because that is the primary tool of healing. So to change to a healthier relationship pattern, it's necessary to detoxify any old anger, blame, or unforgiveness you may be holding. This also includes forgiving yourself, okay? So the last one is deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Um, this is interesting because Aries got the same exact three cards, so you might be dealing with an Aries. That's really interesting. Um, and Aquarius got that one. But anyway, yeah, I feel like yes, you guys are in a situation where yeah, you guys are in a situation where this could possibly be from your past that that you feel like you were deceived or someone just wasn't wearing somebody wasn't who they say they were. Somebody wasn't, and on the back, in the back of this, in the bottom of the deck was release your ex. So this is definitely someone from your past that you feel like deceived you or you deceived them. And I feel like now at this present moment, somebody's very biased and prejudiced. Someone's very biased and prejudiced. And if there's a forgiveness that can even occur here, and also Leo with the energy of you joining a community of people who can really help heal each other, not just you specifically, but the group, okay? The group. And really practicing that community type of energy, that us energy as opposed to me. Um, that could really help here with balancing, healing, because some decisions that that were clearly made is keeping you in this desolate misery, can't get out of my own misery state. And there's honest to God, with the time frame here, you are able to go to at any point in your life right now, Leo, you can go into a new beginning. And guess what? I feel like again at the bottom of the deck, you realize this. You go into full realization. And then you start maybe finding the determination and the will to kind of like maybe unbound yourself because somebody's unfaithful. Deception. Deception. Yeah. And yes, like there's nurturing. They're nurturing. It could be a wife. They're nurturing. They're caring, and they have that going on. But it's oppressive. It's oppressive, and there is a victory that can be won if you tap into your own energy and radiate, Leo, and really radiate and really know who the fuck you are, because there is new beginnings around the corner that are very, very profound for you. But I think you got to start cutting the shit out with wisdom, with opulence, with high intelligence, um, and be very responsible and not pessimistic, and really, really start having these. Again, you might go back to something that you've been in before. And I feel like you had a lot of romantic feelings for them. It was very, very hot, as they would say. So with romantic feelings, you could also be like longing for more romance in your life. Okay. Um, And again, this might, maybe you need to romance yourself. Go get yourself a pedicure, massage, or a spa, or something to do something with yourself. Attract. You can also always attract romance. You have to affirm that it's already inside of you, okay? And a partner definitely brings these feelings to the surface. They are always within us as a potential, okay? Always remember you are romantically loved, okay? And or you guys just met somebody who made your heart leap and you're wondering whether you should pursue them or not. Energy is saying absolutely, why not? There actually can be a successful, loving energy that can come out of it. But I think you guys might have to forgive somebody's deception, or you might have to forgive and learn each other's false masks that was bestowed on you or you on them. I'm not sure, but it seems like Leo, you guys have new things coming around to you and beautiful blessings and feasting and joy and merry moments, okay? Just believe it and just, again, maybe moving on into a new direction in our thoughts, how we think, how we feel, really trying to get our own biases. Sometimes we're so biased about what we believe to be true and what we believe to be, right, which is always a beautiful thing. But, there's many, many other ways of viewing something, right? Many ways of skinning a cat. So it's very imperative, if not necessary, especially in these particular days we're living in. um, it's time to like open ourselves to the community, open ourselves up to see that there's way more ways of looking at things than just our particular way, because frankly, it's keeping you guys stuck. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming to this reading, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.